Hello there, this is Kelly. I am showing you a tour of my front yard. This is Wednesday, April 17th. And that's my wisteria tree there. Isn't it beautiful? Just enjoying it. And look at, there's all kinds of bees on it. So I have some boxwoods that need to be trimmed up all the way to the driveway. Okay, continue now to show you the front planter here. There's our tree. And then try to go slow. Then we have a row of crepe myrtles here. I think they're about 4 to 5 years old, and they're not growing very fast. But they are sure beautiful in July and August. That's their best time. They bloom beautiful. So I have 4 of them there. Then I have a sunshine ligustrum, some ground cover there, some new stuff there that I just planted, and it stopped blooming. There's some Russian sage. I have some back there by the fence also, but this is newer here. And then this is my weeping blue juniper tree, my butterfly bush. It's getting ready to bloom there. There's all kinds of blooms on it. It's going to be really pretty. It's a really pretty purple. Then I have some catmint planted along with the grass there. And some daylilies that get real pretty. They're not quite blooming yet because it's still early. Some rocket barberry back there. And I have a row of boxwoods that need to be trimmed up. Hopefully they'll get tall enough to cover the road behind it. Then I have some, this is one of my favorites this time of year. This is a lilac tree here. And it's blooming now. It's so pretty. I am enjoying it. The first couple of years, I think it was 2 years old, the deer came through and rubbed its horns on it, so it kind of leaned it up there. So we had to stake it up there, but it still does really nice. And I have a row of English boxwoods around it, so when it's not in bloom, it's still pretty. Let's see, those were some leftover tulips there. And then we have some bulbs. What are those bulbs? The real pretty, tall, skinny guys. It'll come to me in a minute. And then I have some lantana that stays in here, and it's coming out real pretty this year. It's beautiful yellow when it blooms. And then I have some ground cover over here. It's going past, and it's prime now, so it's going to go back to green, no more blooms. And I have some sage, beautiful sage with a little mixture of some bulbs in there. I think they were like daffodil bulbs. Those will die back, and then it'd be all just these beautiful sage blooms in there. And then I've just planted these guys These are I think they're Roxanne geraniums. And back there is my Bloodgood Japanese maple. I have some geraniums in there. These guys are Penstemon. Sorry, my pronunciation isn't quite right. Penstemon. There you go. Some really pretty purple lantana. Have some other lantana in here. It's red and orange. It's real pretty when it gets hot. It's not quite so hot yet. And then I made it into a little topiary there, if you can see it. Just a little tree comes up that I trimmed into a little tree. And that is what is that called? Tree rose. Gets really pretty blooms on it, real bright. And there's my rose there. I believe it's an iceberg rose. And a standard with nasturtiums planted below it. And then this is my rock rose. It gets real pretty pink blooms on it. Some more ground cover there. And then here's my peonies getting ready to bust open. And there's one little ant on it. I heard that they're supposed to help bloom the peonies. Usually there's a bunch more crawling over it, but I only see one this year. They're getting ready to pop open. And look at this beauty. This is called Australian mint bush. And I absolutely love it. It blooms like this every single year. And then it goes, after it blooms, it turns to a green bush. And then these, I'm not too sure exactly what they're called, but they get a really pretty little yellow bloom on them. They almost look like a little daisy on them. That's a tiger tail. In the summertime it blooms. And then in the pot over there is a phlox, real pretty phlox. And there's a foxglove and a Stilby. There's my geraniums back there. And those are some bulbs there. I think those are dahlias on both of them. And then here is my man, I'm not thinking of what the plants are called. I have some ferns in here, and I have some privets in here. So when they grow up, I can trim them real pretty. And this is my clematis here. It's beautiful. It's getting ready to pop open. Those big old blooms on it. And then I want to show you my, that's my favorite tree right now. It's a forest pansy redbud. It's beautiful. I loved it this year. It bloomed real pretty. Pink blooms on it. It's real beautiful in the springtime. Just getting done with blooming, but turning a burgundy, and it stays burgundy for a long time, and then it turns, when it's real hot, it turns green. Absolutely love it. We got some I just threw some seeds out, and the hollyhocks are coming up again this year. I just threw them down in there, and they might not even bloom this year, but next year they'll bloom. Some peonies. Have two different types up here. This one's slower this year, but this one's got all kinds of blooms on it. I believe that's a Sarah Bernhardt, and then one of them is Sorbet. I'm not sure exactly which one is which. Now, let's show you over here. There's a row of boxwoods here with some statues and my little trees there. They bloomed real pretty this year. And then here's a really pretty bulb. I think that's a freesia, but I love the orange. African daisies, pretty orange. The oranges go together. Those are some purple freesias there with some succulents in it. And then here's my other Japanese maple. I'll back up a little bit and you can see it. Isn't it pretty? I just love it. Some ground cover there. And then here's some succulents in here with my purple lantana going crazy. Foxtail gloves I have planted in a little planter around. I just built up some bricks around it, and then I put a little bird water for the birds in there, and then I just stuck the fern in there for now. I think it looks pretty. Some more lantana, columbine in the little planter there. It is absolutely beautiful right now. I love columbine. And I started some lupine, so I'm going to plant those in there. Some elephant ear, and some more of that geranium. I just planted everywhere. And in here, this is my geranium here. I don't know if you can see it because it's kind of bright in here. And then some white geranium, and then I have a bird of paradise in there. My dad made the box. It's not little, it's big, because that bird of paradise is going crazy. Alright, the sun's kind of getting into the view here, so I'm going to turn around. And I'm going to show you from this side. There's the pond. I have goldfish I bought from Walmart a long time ago, about 10 years ago. They started out small and they're really big now, but you can see them when they get fed come to the top. So, all right, some more phlox there. my little seating area here. Here's my draft. He's kind of cute. I bring him out in the springtime after the rains, and he just kind of hangs out in the yard. Yeah, so that's my little savings, my little gazebo there that we sit a lot in there. We just kind of look out in the side yard here. And this is my cut flower garden here that I started last year. Right now we only have some snapdragons in there. That's just a row of boxwoods there. But we have some snapdragons, and in the pot that I started down here, this is anise. But anyways, those right there came up on their own, and I'm so excited. Those are showy milkweed for our butterflies. We have a lot of butterflies this year, and the milkweed is so good to plant for them. Last year I had dahlias in here, but they didn't come back this year. So I haven't planted anything. I think I'm going to do zinnias. And here's some peonies that I planted last year. They might not bloom this year, but that's okay. In a couple of years. And then here's a little bit more of, I just have different pots in here. There's some hostas going on in there. That's my sega. Hydrangea. Different things in here. The still bee. And then that is dianthus, I believe. Just some succulents. Some yarrow, cannon, some little grass that gets a real pretty bloom on it. And that's my boxwood that I just trimmed made it into a topiary. And then my Japanese maple tree. And then we have some avocado trees planted right here. That really I don't think it gets enough sun here, but anyways, that's our avocados. But we have a bamboo grove here, and it's huge. It's beautiful. I love it. And then some daffodils that have gone over. And this is my little mound here. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with this, but anyways, we have things planted. And down here is our pond that we haven't got put up yet or got going yet, because the water comes down here from the hill, because we kind of live on a slope, and it comes down this and it goes right into this pond here, and it goes all the way down the side of our property out to the street. So in the summertime we fill this up with water and just have a little fountain going. It gets really pretty. It just needs to be cleaned up now. And we put some mosquito fish in there to keep the mosquitoes out, and just kind of just enjoy it. So yeah. So this is our pool area. We put up a pool last year, And my husband's getting ready to build the deck this year. I'm excited. See, it just rained, so it's filled up with water, so we just need to drain that, and in probably a couple weeks we can take this cover off and start cleaning it and get ready for the summertime because it gets hot. These are holly trees here. I just have them planted in pots. And this is our little walkway here. And this is our little area. I want to put some pretty ferns down below here. Just kind of keep it simple, but there is a clematis that's, no, not clematis, it's a wisteria there at the top. And then this is another climbing vine here. I can't remember what that's called. So, anyways, those are some more of the privets that I want. I planted, and I'm eventually gonna, when they get a little bit bigger, shape them up real pretty. And this is our little tier that my uncle built, but it was a windmill, but it stopped working. So I'm going to hang lights from it. And that's our bamboo way up there. See how tall it went? I don't know how tall it is, but it's tall. And so anyways, yeah. Our wisteria. It bloomed for the first time last year. I was so excited. I think we waited it and cut it too soon, but it's still blooming. It wasn't as pretty as last year, but it's still blooming this year. So, yeah. And I need to plant some plants here. And that's a hibiscus that hasn't come out yet, but it's on its way. I see green in there. All right, for the next time. Thanks for watching. There's Max. Hi, Max. Hi, buddy. He's sleeping next to the pig. I want you to check out this beautiful rose. It is absolutely gorgeous. See how pretty that thing? Look at the bud on it. It is gorgeous. We have some other roses up the side of the driveway here. Get all kinds of buds. Gonna bust open. It's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. Excited about the springtime. This is my smoke bush tree. I have 3 of them planted here along the driveway. And man, when they bloom, they're like fire red. Absolutely beautiful. I gotta get in here and weed and shape up my boxwoods though. Then I have some clematis in there. It gets real pretty deep burgundy. Has some blooms on it. I see some blooms going on in there. But yeah, that is my smoke bush. I'll walk back here, and that one probably doesn't get enough sun, so it's staying small. But I think it eventually is gonna pick up. So yeah, there's my 3 smoke bushes.